Okay, here we have the HexBug Nano V2 watch tower, and included in this set is a Helix 180 which leads up to the watch tower. I've seen a number of configurations of this particular set, and not all watch tower sets have this extra piece of track here, which is two more curves, very much like the piece that you can see on top here, going underneath the second level. Okay, I'm going to pop the bug in play whilst we talk about the set. So this is part of the V2 range where the HexBugs can climb vertically, and absolutely it is a challenge for the guys to go up to that tower, but that is their objective. You also get all these things on the table. I've not got all of these pegs, lugs and angleable flags in play because too many of them and the HexBugs can get a little bit snarled up. But what you can do is, with these white flags, is you can actually angle them so that you can influence the direction of travel for the HexBugs. I'm just going to pop in another couple of HexBugs just so you can see what the set's like with a few more in play. I'll pop in a grey, black and a white, so we've got 3 in total. The grey bug's actually just going up the Helix now, up to the watch tower, bit of a crow's nest. They have a little look around. Now at the same time as the grey guy was coming down, the white guy and now the black guy is going up. So the white HexBug Nano has just done a circuit, it's coming down. The black Nano is a little bit stuck. Sometimes these guys get a little bit stuck on some of the junctions and with each other, especially some of the joins where it narrows. You need to interact with these guys. It's not an observation kind of game. These pets need to be looked after, as they like to tussle, bustle, headbutt, fight. Sometimes they cooperate, but most of the time they like to just get in each other's way. So you're about to see the black and the grey guys, even though it's underneath the track and you can't see it, they just overtook each other. So it's quite successful that they can overtake. That white HexBug is such a lively battery, he decided to raise his nose above the white flap gate and was just making a racket and wasn't going to get anywhere, so I just helped him off there. So at the moment you've got the black and the white bug coming up and down, so they're doing very good. Not a lot going on to the bottom and lower level, and that's partly because there's only really one route down. There goes the black bug, that was on cue, and there goes the white bug, fantastic. And the grey bug, couldn't be better. Now as you see, they all landed and came down on their backs, so they're now all on the side and they all need to self-right. The white bug's already done it, the grey bug's in his way, and that's really because they've done a C design here with the setup, but you could quite easily fix that because instead of using a C, if you make it an S shape, then you can correct this so that they would actually come down and actually be on their feet. So that's easy to remedy because, for example, this piece here, which has got, same as this, 2 hoops and a straight, I could disconnect this piece here and I could invert this curve this way so that when the bugs went through this exit, they would actually come out down the bottom on their feet. So there's loads of things you can do, but I've set it up pretty much how it's shown on the box and on the website. I've got here on the left another HexBug V2 just to show you what you get with additional bugs, the ones I've added. So you actually get each time you buy a HexBug V2 another piece of track with a connector, which I think is a really clever idea, and these link together. So there's a couple that I've got from the 2 HexBugs in play, and immediately you can start extending things. Now of course I could just extend the tower up and up and up and up. Certainly the guys can do that kind of climb. To separate the connectors, all you do is you pinch the white side near the tube you want to remove. That's nice and easy. Now underneath here, the white guy has got himself into a little bit of a situation, so I'm going to bring him up to the top floor just so you can see him, because down below you can't see a great deal. Now the black guy I did just stand up. He would have done that himself had he been given enough time, but I decided because of the camera angle to show you the watch tower is such that you can't really see what's going on down there, I thought I'd just bring him up a bit. Now he's a little bit stuck. I'm just going to check that's not the track not linked, and it was. That wasn't perfectly linked, and you need to keep the guys these tracks well made. You need to make sure the clips are in properly. If not, you get little situations like that where these guys' little legs don't always quite make the join. A couple of other tips that you get with this set. It's got a lot of curves. You also get some of the additional white track pieces, which are just like the HexBug V1 pieces, and you'll see these often in grey, sometimes in black, depending on the series of HexBug V1s that you've got from the past. And they all interconnect as normal, so I could easily connect this grey piece, this straight piece, straight into here, onto this orange hex cells. These hex cells are exactly the same as they are in the V1 sets. There's absolutely no difference, so I can easily just interconnect, intermix and this white bug wants to come out, I'm going to pop it up there again, just out of the way. There's no issues at all, exactly the same. So there's no problems with whether you need these white pieces or not, because they're readily available with the HexBug V1 sets. The orange hex cells, just like the V1 sets, have removable side walls and doors that open and close, and at each door you've got the male-female hermaphrodite connector that allows you to connect to either more hex cells, track, or in this case with the HexBug V2s, their tube track has these special half-width connectors. It says dropping it, half-width connectors that also click in and allow you to connect tube to HexBug track. So there you go, there's a bit of a taste for the Nano Watchtower. I'm going to I'm going to catch all these bugs. The white bug will do nicely, he was out first. I'm going to force one more guy to do the Helix tube. In fact, why not do two? Oh, I didn't need to do anything. The mere mention of these guys are listening to me very well today. So you're going to see him do one more circuit. There goes the white guy, and he's coming straight down again. Sometimes they do a couple of laps, but usually it's just one. Now, they don't overtake too well in the HexBug Helix, so that's quite good to see. So that will eventually resolve itself. I can tap that to make it a little bit faster because the white guy is nearly past the grey guy. Sometimes what I do though is actually send up another HexBug to unblock them, so I either decide which way is winning and force another HexBug in the opposite direction. But that resolved itself quite nicely. But I wanted to show you that. So the Helix Twister, not the best piece for overtakes, and not the best piece for even two guys going in one direction. The Watchtower is a fantastic piece. They do a little circuit. Sometimes they do more than one lap. I'm trying to see whether we get one. If not, unlucky, they keep doing one circuit and going down again. That's because there's a very well shaped influencing part of the track there that pretty much determines that action. I wouldn't put more than 3 or 4 HexBugs in here, because with the amount of track and space you've got here and options, you get too many opportunities where the HexBugs could snarl up with each other. And one thing you've got to watch out for with the V2s is to try to avoid that. Too many opportunities with the Y junctions, so these are quite clever pieces where you've got actually a flap within the piece itself, and depending on the orientation, the way you built your track, the flap has to be pushed up by the bugs. But as you can imagine, too many bugs going through at the same time, one going this way and one going this way, one's going to get potentially crushed if you get it exactly at the right time. And I assure you, all these things do happen, and in some of my other videos you see it happen quite live. It's not going to happen now on cue, because these guys are busy doing their own thing and they're all on the lower level at the moment. In fact, the white guy is just climbing up to the upper level now, followed by the grey guy. I'm going to pop him on his feet. As I say, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe and comment.